Hey, welcome to the Dreppin' Stone Podcast, the podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Kyle.
Sir.
We find ourselves in the confines of our amazing Airbnb.
Yeah, incredible Airbnb.
In Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, I know we're still in Denver, but we're like 20 minutes outside of the city. Well, outside of like downtown.
Right.
Just because we didn't want to stay in downtown.
Yeah, we could have.
We could have.
Chose not to.
Because we also didn't want to stay in a hotel. We wanted to stay in an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Because that's
And this is
what we
great.
like. And this is
I absolutely love this place.
yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah, for sure.
And you could have 40 people here and nobody would know.
And it's comfy.
It's really comfy.
You know, that's a whole episode that we need to do, I guess, maybe at some point in time. The difference between Airbnb and hotel and all the different things you could do. But that's what I do love about Airbnb is that it kind of feels like you're going home
Right.
every night instead of let's go back to the hotel.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that some other time. Because I got thoughts.
It's another episode.
But Kyle, this is the first Dreppin' Stone episode without a beverage.
We're not going to drink?
No. I mean, do you want to?
No.
No, me neither. I mean,
I've drank enough.
I've got my water.
The past 2 days.
Yeah. Well, and I think I'm beard out. Not that I ever overindulge by any means, but I'm just beard out.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, man.
I hit that wall, and I know in the episode, because we're actually recording the intro after we've recorded the episode.
Yes.
In the episode, we'll talk about just hitting that beer wall, but yeah, I'm good.
Me too. I think I've definitely had more variety of beer than I've probably had in the past 3 years.
Easily.
But I think I've probably had more beer in the past 3 days than I've had for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah. Well, and I think, that's something that Denver does. Because Denver
does it really well.
Denver has such a good beer scene.
Yeah.
Who knows what? Tomorrow's our last day here. So who knows what tomorrow might bring. We might do one more. We might just stop somewhere else. Who knows? I have no idea.
Who knows?
But right now, I want to talk about the Great American Beer Fest. And I don't feel like we have to have a drink to do
I don't think we need to.
No.
We raised that glass multiple
times over. But if I want to invite everyone, if you have something that you would like to sip along with us as we talk about the Great American Beer Fest, please do it.
Do so. Don't break your tradition.
Definitely don't. And let us know what it is that you're sipping along with this episode.
There you go.
Because we've got water. We've just gotten done. We've gotten through.
We've completed the journey.
We've completed the journey of the 2025 Great American Beer Fest.
The onslaught.
The onslaught
of Flavortown
is correct.
Brewmaster.
Can we say Flavortown? We owe somebody money, I think, if we say Flavortown. Flavorville. Yeah.
Flavorburg.
Flavorburg. The onslaught. I go back to that. I like that. The onslaught that is the Great American Beer Fest.
Yes.
So now that we've had some time to think about that onslaught, I know we both have thoughts.
Indeed, yeah.
I think that it would behoove us to share our thoughts with everyone about the Great American Beer Fest and our experience there.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you're probably thinking about doing it yourself at some point in time. Or
yeah, absolutely.
You just want to know what it's all about, what it's like.
And I'll say this.
And we know.
And we do. And we do. And we can be your eyes and ears on the ground in terms of what that's like and how you should maybe engage in the Great American Beer Fest.
Yeah. How to approach it.
Yeah.
So work your way through it.
I would say, first of all, if you are interested in beer and beverages as a whole, this is an amazing event.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to think of an opportunity where you could go and sample so many different things, such a variety of different styles.
Yep.
Breweries from all over the country in one place. That's a pretty unique experience.
Yeah, because I mean, we've been to local brew fest and local tasting events and things like that, which are amazing because they tend to be obviously hyper localized.
Right.
What's cool about this is that there are what, 300 plus brewers?
Yeah, it was insane.
From all over the country each with anywhere between, 5 and 15 different beers to try.
Yeah, I think the lowest was I saw one that had 4.
Yeah.
But everybody else, it was like 5, sometimes 6.
Yeah.
Sometimes they had canned cocktails or some mixed drinks. It was a little bit of everything.
It was all over the place. So
there was distilleries.
Yeah.
There's
something for you there.
Yes. And I was actually really surprised how much representation for NA beers they had also.
Oh yeah. And so when we went, we kind of thought about NA beers as a whole. And that's something that obviously we've been interested in for a couple of years. And yeah, exactly that. We'll have an episode actually with a new friend of ours, Grant from Bureau. That'll be in, it'll be a forthcoming episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But just the sheer amount of NA beers and things that were beer adjacent for those that I don't really like beer. I'm not a beer drinker, but I do like stuff in this general area.
Right.
With on the low end, 1,500 beers to try, honestly.
Yeah, legit.
And
how do you approach that?
How do you approach it? Okay, so that's a conversation that you and we had off pod. We've been having this conversation for 3 days now.
Yeah.
How do you do this?
Yeah.
So how do you do this? What do you think now that you've done it on this scale? How should someone approach the Great American Beer Fest?
And think of it really kind of depends on what your access to the event is.
Yeah.
If it's a 1-day thing for you, you get a 1-day shot at it. I think it literally is I think we heard this at the media brunch that we went to. Mm-hmm. They had kind of suggested of just go in with the attitude of interacting with what catches your attention, what speaks to you. If there's a brewery that's got a long line, maybe you need to hop in that line because that probably means they've got something pretty good. But just kind of don't go in there saying I'm going to try every IPA in there.
Yeah.
You're going to get burned out quick.
Yeah, because that was my initial thought of I'm just going to try X beer.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I got burned out quick.
Yeah. I remember our first time at the Bolts Brew Fest.
Yeah.
That was my objective there. And same thing. Doing too many things in the same ballpark, in the same field, and same family of beer, it just becomes too monotonous.
Yeah, and your palate just gets it's so overworked that you just can't distinguish anything from anything else.
I know that on the first night of this event, eventually where I kind of ended up and what felt kind of rewarding palate wise was I got to a point where I was you know what? I just had a porter.
Uh-huh.
All right, next beer, I want to try to find something that's as far away from that as possible.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, maybe that's a saison.
Yeah.
Or a sour of some sort. And then all right, now from there, let me move to something really different. Don't go back to something similar. Try to keep mixing it up and keep kind of refreshing your palate.
Yeah. I think that's a good strategy and one that I wish I had adopted sooner.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have that just super palate fatigue, but being aware of, okay, so here's what I did. I went to a brewery from Alaska, and they had a smoked porter,
smoked salmon porter. Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be salmon; it just kind of had a bit of a salmon note, and maybe that's just the Alaska part playing through. Yes. And I was like, yes. So I tried that, and just immediately, I did like it because it was so different than anything else I'd had.
Yeah.
But then
and am I remembering that correctly? That was towards the end of the night.
Yeah, it was. It was
one of our last few pours that we had.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was just so shockingly different that it was able to break through the overwhelming sensation of the day.
Yeah.
That because it was able to break through your beer wall, that it became an interesting, that's actually something to talk about.
Yeah.
And it stuck out.
It did.
Just because of how wild it was. But yeah.
But then I had something directly after that. Couldn't taste anything.
Yeah.
Because I went so big and bold. I messed up.
Yeah. I went and found the Haunted House
from Allagash. Yeah.
And it's a great beer. And I was like, nah, whatever you got there, that's too much, man. But try this. This is great. And I remember you tried it and you were just like, I don't get anything out of that.
Doesn't taste like anything.
What?
Yeah. And that haunted house from Allagash is fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good.
And so you didn't tell me what it was initially. You're like, here, try this. And I'm like, I get nothing.
Yeah.
And then when you said, oh, it's the
which is a pretty bold beer in and of itself.
Yeah.
It's a dark,
heavy
beer.
Dark hoppy lager. Is that what it is? No,
I mean,
I can't remember what it is.
It's coffee black.
Yeah, it's
dark.
But it's got a hoppy note.
Yeah.
And I tasted none of that.
Yeah.
Like I literally had nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have one day,
Yeah.
go where you just kind of feel led.
Yeah, because that's all you really can do.
Yeah.
Like you walk into a convention space like this, that's this big with this many options. There's really no other way to kind of strategically go through it. You're just going to have to eventually just kind of rely on your senses and just kind of what's moving you in that moment.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like you want to get started as quickly as possible, and you get in there and you just, all right, yeah, just let me get something in my glass. But once you've done that,
Yep.
all right, cool.
In that respect, what I would do is start with something familiar, like find something that you know. Like if you want to just get something in your glass, like if you can see something get that.
Yeah,
so like
locate that, and that'll get you into the space.
Exactly.
That gets you into the the movement, and you're a part of the event,
right?
And now you can kind of be a little bit more methodical about it. And yeah, I think that's the way to do it.
Okay, so let's say you are someone who bought a multi-day ticket because it starts on Thursday.
Yep.
You got Thursday, you got Friday evening, Friday evening, and Saturday afternoon.
Right.
How would you approach that?
So, I mean, at the event specifically, this one was broken up into about 7, 8 different areas.
Yes.
And it really wasn't until today.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago before we started recording.
Yeah, like the third day that
I
I kind of pieced together what that all was. Like I thought it was just like a way to like break things up.
Yeah.
But there was actually like a method to the madness of it, of like these are all grouped together for a specific reason.
Right.
And if it is an option where you've got a multiple day pass, you could easily kind of say like, today I'm going to restrict myself to working within these areas and trying to be more cognizant of those specific things. Like for instance, there was a spooky section, and all of the breweries located within that area were somehow related to like Halloween.
Yeah.
Either the name of the brewery was related to Halloween or monsters or spooky stuff or whatever.
Or they had
ghosts and goblins or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the beers themselves were named for such.
Yeah, like the beer that they were featuring or something prominent they were featuring was named or kind of themed after that idea.
Yeah. And so like that'd be like an interesting thing of like, you know what? For this first hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm going to restrict myself in here.
Yeah.
And take the time to go around and look at everything, see where everything's from, see what they're offering, and then I can kind of attack from there.
Yeah, which I'm going to say I think is what you're saying is the right way to do it, but a very hard thing to do because of just, again, how much stuff there is.
Right.
So it is that restriction a little bit of like, okay, figure out the layout. What do I want within this section?
Yeah, like there was an area that was specifically geared towards, it was called Prost.
Yep.
I imagine that was like breweries that were kind of focusing on more like traditional, like either, Czech or German or just more, Vienna, like specific traditional styles of beer making.
Yeah.
Like they weren't doing anything wild in that area too much. I think there was still some, because that's specifically where Von Trapp was.
Yes.
And all of Von Trapp's beers are very traditional style.
Yeah.
Things like that. So like, that would be like a fun way to kind of go about that. Just stay in this section. If you're inspired by traditional approaches to beer, then that's obviously going to speak to you, and that's going to be something that you're going to be interested to go experience.
Yeah.
Maybe the GABF could be a bit more informative, which I don't know. Like maybe there was like some really good, some media or something that I missed where they kind of explained that these are how these areas are going to be broken up in this way, just to be better informed of how you might want to approach the event. If there was something like that, I just never saw it and didn't piece it together until now.
Maybe yes. And like there's a bunch of information boards everywhere.
Right.
You know, here's where these things are, but there wasn't like necessarily an explanation of why they
it's
were
broken
in those.
up that way. Yeah.
So like, I mean, we could be totally off base. I don't think we are though. It just that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about like other events before where it's like y'all need to do X, Y, and Z have a little bit more detail there.
Yeah.
So that it's easier for the consumer to navigate the thing.
My assumption is though, most people aren't thinking in that way. Most people are like, I'm just wandering around and grabbing beer.
For sure.
So like, you know, in some ways, I prefer the curation. I prefer that like, here's why we've put these beers in this area.
Agreed.
But my assumption is most people don't care.
You're probably right.
You know, it's just like, here's a theme, and the theme of this section is Prost. It's more, you know, it was all Oktoberfest like.
Right.
But like, how many there were, every single brewery basically had an Oktoberfest because it's the very popular beer style right now.
Right.
So, you know, it seemed also arbitrary as well.
Yeah. I think we do every episode like this from now
I kind of like it. We've got the easy setup. We don't have, you know,
yeah.
You're on the Freud couch. I'm on the Shay. This is a Shay, right? Shay's chair.
Sure.
It's a lounge chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, something that just kind of on that same topic of what I wish this was more of is not just a tasting event in this kind of like, you know, go around and just sample everything.
Yeah. Shotgun.
Yeah. And I
Get what
recognize
you
that,
can.
Like,
experience as much as possible. Like,
and to GABF's credit, like that's not what they're purporting it to be by any means.
oh yeah, by no means. I think it's just kind of like just what generally happens.
Yeah, because there are so many, like this, I think they do very well. There are so many people watching out for everybody. Like there are so many volunteers. And like, I don't know if you saw.
For sure.
There were like 3 or 4 tiers of volunteers. There were like brew crew, there were captains. They were like, it was insane.
Like you remember that first day we were in there and like, you know, at the event you get actual glassware.
Yeah.
To use as you know, your sampling glass. And within the first probably 30 minutes of the event actually starting, somebody dropped a glass and it broke.
Yep.
Somebody was there to sweep it up within, I would say, less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they had that cleaned up and like tidied up.
Good to go.
You know, like that was pretty impressive.
So like that I think they do very well. But what I wish there was more of is the kind of, and we were talking about this before we started recording, kind of the panel aspect.
Yes.
You know, like I would like to hear from XYZ brewer, maybe even them leading a tasting or like, here's our new beer. And this could be something that like, I don't know, the brewer pays for, or I don't know how that works. I don't know how you would necessarily do that, but there are tons of space within or breakout rooms you could do. You could even do it within the huge exhibition space in a smaller.
Yeah. That one area where they had the stage set up.
Oh yeah.
That they would always have live music on it, but there was never a big crowd over there. Like you could totally do that.
You could do that. You could do it where, you know, everyone gets a cheap pair of like headset kind of things, like you would use like on a tour in another country. You know, like you see those where everyone's walking around with a little headset. Like you could do something like that. It'd be easy to do. I don't know, cost prohibitive, but just so that like you could have brewers talk to a small group of people about this particular beer,
right?
Or their thoughts. You know, here's a beer that you're going to taste. We're going to taste it. We're going to talk a little bit about our process, and you know, maybe that's a 20-minute session.
Right. Well, and you know, I think there are times where that attempt to have that connection is there, but it's just the event itself is just, it's not conducive to that.
No. There is a section within the things that we were talking about earlier called Meet the Brewer.
Right.
And the only thing I could really discern is that maybe these are smaller breweries, because like that section, like everything was busy.
Yeah.
That section seemed to have like fewer people at each station.
Yeah. And ironically, like that was like the red carpet area.
Oh yeah.
Like as you came in, like that was
where you had to walk.
That's
through.
where you started. Yeah.
So like that is a little bit more curated, I guess, and like you could have conversations with people.
Yeah.
Some breweries were not represented by people from the brewery, but in that area, the Meet the Brewer area, they were all representatives of that brewery.
Right.
But that's not the time to do it.
No.
Because you're walking in, you'll have people who just want a beer.
Yeah. And each section's got 5 or 6 people deep.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of a get your beer and get out of the way.
Yeah. I mean,
sadly.
Yeah. And so you can't have those connections. I mean, there were people that, we know the brewery. We've had conversations, like even Von Trapp. Like we were able to have a decent conversation with Von Trapp.
Right.
But there were still people coming up trying to get beers and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like it was kind of awkward because they're talking to us, but they need to help the other people. So it just becomes, it's not conducive to that. Yeah, I agree.
Right. But I would be way more likely to in an event like this where you're trying so many different things and like, wow, that was really good beer. Where are they from? Okay, they're from South Carolina. Am I gonna like be able to really remember that?
Yeah.
By the time I get home and like really like put forth the effort to like try to find a way to get some of that beer? No. But in an event where I'm able to like actually like hear from the beer maker, hear the story behind this beer, what the philosophy of the brewery is, what their kind of mission statement is, like, yeah, then I'm going to be way more likely to seek that out and try to find a way to make that connection, because now I've got this like actual like memory of the thing.
It's such a weird dichotomy of exposure and then there's too much.
Yeah.
And so like what I mean is, if you're trying to find new beer, you can absolutely do that. But are you going to remember it, like you just said?
Right.
And the answer probably is no. But the idea for the brewer is exposure and to get the name out there. So I would say that the way to do that exposure better is maybe in those small panels.
Yeah.
Where there is a limited, hey, this one's got 20 people. You can only do this. If you'd like to go to this panel, that's where it is. Now you can have that connection versus, just walking up and like, oh, you like the beer? Cool.
Right. Yeah. Get out of the way. Which we got to do, though. We got to have a really cool experience where we got to meet the brewers.
Absolutely.
And hear the interesting story behind the beer and have a more curated event like that. Yeah.
So as a podcast, we went to the 2023.
Yes.
But you weren't able to go. And we've talked about that in the past.
Yeah.
So Carol and I went and represented the pod, and we went to the media brunch.
Yes.
And I told you like that was probably that, and something else that we're going to talk about was probably the best event there.
Yeah.
Because we got to have that kind of curated event. And then Friday morning, or after the brunch on Friday morning, you and I had that conversation where it was like, yeah, that was a cool experience.
Yeah, that's worth everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Which was exclusively for media, and it's so cool. It's put on by Sam Adams and Dogfish Head.
Yep.
As a collaboration, but it's just for media. There's probably what, 150 people there, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say like probably. I'd go more like around 100.
Okay. And so it's small, it's intimate. We got to talk to some people. We got to meet both Jim from Sam Adams and Sam Calagione
So.
from
Dogfish Head.
And so like just that in itself, and hear directly from them about products that they're making.
Yeah. Yeah. They were specifically discussing a beer that they collaborated on.
Savor Flowers.
Yeah. They explained the history of it, the whole process, start to finish, all the fun nuances that they did and wanted to try, and the experimentation behind it. And it was incredible. And it was a great beer.
Yeah.
Like so good. But
and
to have the opportunity
better.
to hear them talk about it like that.
Exactly.
Oh, it was so cool. And like, it was a brunch. They had an amazing spread,
dude,
for us.
the bacon.
Dude, I think the sausage was actually better.
You think the sausage was better than the bacon?
Yeah, it was
hard disagree.
It was the bacon was. Do you know what it was?
Something caramelized bacon, because all the food had some sort of tie-in with a Sam or Dogfish Head beer.
Yes, the bacon was Grateful Dead Pale Ale.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
by Dogfish. The sausage was the 60-minute.
Oh,
Dogfish Head.
I didn't know that.
I actually think I liked the sausage better.
Yeah. Okay.
I got two pieces of bacon because they're like as long as my arm.
Yeah.
And half an inch thick.
2?
I had 2 pieces of bacon. I wish I had gotten 2 sausages. I only got 1 sausage. But those sausages, I think, were better.
Well, I got like 6 pieces of bacon and 2 sausages. Because like it was upstairs, and I was like, I'm not coming back up these stairs.
I don't think
so. Yeah, so we tried.
You a liar. I'm looking at your plate right now. You had 1 sausage.
Did I?
Unless you housed one before I took the picture, but I don't think you did.
That was the first thing I ate.
Yeah, you had, bro. I think you might have had 3 pieces of bacon, but 1 sausage.
Listen. I had 16 pieces of bacon and 4 sausages.
My favorite thing out of all of it was that apple turnover.
Oh, that apple turnover was fantastic.
That was incredible.
What?
Angry Orchard.
Angry Orchard. I was gonna say Woodchuck. Nope. Angry Orchard.
Yep.
That is the Sam product. Yeah, it's fantastic.
That was super good.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got to hear from Sam and Jim about that beer. We got to try it. And then we got to hear and try several other beers from them.
Yep.
Which made that tasting just so much better.
Yeah.
Not because like the beer is good, yes, but because there's a connection with the beer that here's why it matters, that you absolutely miss in the just pour sip.
Yeah. And if you love beer and you've never actually had the opportunity to talk to the brew master, the guy making the stuff, and like hearing just how complicated the process is and how much kind of creativity goes into it and the passion behind it, like you need to.
Yeah, because it's a story, and it truly does. I mean, how many times have we had a bottle or we've had a can, we've tried something, and when you read about the thing and you read the impetus behind it, it makes the drink that much better.
Yeah, every time.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So you had an experience at that media brunch that you had not had before.
Yeah.
And that was trying Sam Adams Utopias.
Yep. The 30%.
30, yeah. This was Utopias comes out every 2 years, and it is the world's strongest beer.
Yep.
And so
that was like, he explained that was his whole point of making it in the first place. Was he was just trying to break that record.
Yeah. And they did it successfully. I can't remember what year it started, but they've done it, and they keep pushing as far as they can. And so, like, yes,
it's still remaining a beer.
Exactly. And that's something that I didn't know.
I didn't either. That was really cool.
Because it is absolutely beer.
Illegal in 15 states.
Yeah. Because there are products that are definitely stronger. You can get a beer, I'm using air quotes here, you can get a beer that is definitely stronger than 30%.
Right.
But it's been fortified with alcohol, or something's been distilled, so technically it's no longer, not even technically, it's no longer beer anymore.
Right.
But this is a straight up 30% ABV beer.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
Very impressive. And honestly, like, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Like, it's not anything you'd want like a full glass of.
Nope.
But to be able to just sit there and sip it's delightful.
Well, and that's what it's made for.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're going to crack open once and like, you're just going to have
that bottle of beer.
Yeah, no, you're definitely not. Like, this is something that is, because it's so high of an ABV, it can take opening the bottle and sitting for a little while.
Yeah.
Think about it more like, I think Jim said, like a cognac.
Yeah.
And because 30% ABV, like there are plenty of liqueurs out there that are 30%.
Yeah.
So if you think about it more like a cognac, where this is something that, yeah, it is still beer, so you want it to be fresh, but it can tolerate a little bit more.
Well, and I don't think it had any carbonation on it.
No, definitely not.
So it's not something where you got to worry about it going flat or anything like that.
Cold. Like this is something that you're not drinking it cold. You're drinking it at room temperature. So more like a cognac. Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic.
That was really good.
Like having it 2 years ago and having it now, I still feel the same way. I would not go search for a bottle. If I was gifted a bottle, absolutely.
Right.
If I somehow if I won a bottle in a raffle, cool. But I'm not going to go searching for it. These are expensive bottles,
right?
Because I mean, they're cool looking bottles. Obviously, it's an expensive product to just make in general. But I don't think I'd purchase it.
No, I don't think I would either. Certainly, it's something like you feel lucky to have had the experience of having it and trying it. Is it something that you need to have on your shelf? Like, no.
But if I had a group of friends who were like, I would love to try Utopias, and that was we sought that out, and there's 10 or 15 people, that I think is the right scenario for that kind of
thing. Or like over the course of a weekend.
Yep.
We're gonna do that. Yeah, for sure. When's the right time for it?
I think it's a cold season.
Well, I mean more or less like over the course of a day. Like say you had a weekend. I've kind of gotten to the point myself where like I kind of like a light pour around midday.
Yeah.
Around maybe 1, 2 o'clock.
Sure.
Like a light pour of something at that point in time. And I mean, this was probably close to midday by the time we had it, but this was a brunch. It was early.
Well, for us, it was definitely that time frame, because if we had it like 10:30 here, that's 12:30 at home.
Right.
So,
and it hit right.
Oh yeah.
It was great. I think it is post meal.
I think it's post meal. It's very desserty.
Yeah, it's sweet, but it's aromatic and it's spicy.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting, like that being the first time I've ever had it, like how it heats up like a whiskey.
Yes.
Like when you take the sip, like you feel the alcohol rise, but it just never bites the same way.
It doesn't. There's no alcohol burn.
Yeah, it never gets to there, which obviously makes sense with it being, 30%. But
that's interesting, because I've had imperial stouts at 13% that have, it's not a whiskey burn.
Right.
It's a different kind of burn.
Right.
Whereas this did not have that at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting, and it like I said, it's just kind of, it's great to have had the experience, and you just kind of feel privileged to have done so.
Yeah.
Because it's really good.
Speaking of privilege, like we were kind of running through just the couple of days that we were there, and everything, and just how privileged we are to be able to do something like that.
Yeah. It's a wild event, but done really well.
Yeah.
And with a lot of care and a lot of precision.
Yeah.
Because kind of went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
From our perspective of it.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, sure, there are things that I think could be made better but I mean, this has been going on for 30 years.
Yeah.
More at this point.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, more. Yeah. I think, didn't Carol say the first one was in 83?
I think she said 83.
Yeah. A lot of great things in 83. It's been going on for 42 years.
42 years. Yeah. And very, I don't know, was that the festival that it is now? Definitely not.
Surely
some version and iteration.
Yeah.
Something that we got the opportunity that I was impressed in 2023, and I was even more so this year, was the paired event.
Yeah.
And this is something that is right up our alley. And I think in terms of the space in which we were in, and at one point just being overwhelmed, or we went up there, because it's kind of separate from the main exhibit space.
Right.
We had already done the exhibit space.
Yeah, had already done so much.
So we had already done so much. So but this paired event is right up our alley.
Yeah,
it's pairing food with beverage.
Yeah.
And incredibly well done.
Yeah.
Because you've got chefs and breweries from all over the country coming together to curate small bites. Like these are like, kind of think tapas. Yeah. Each station, there are maybe 25, maybe 30 stations, had roughly two bites, bite-sized food pieces, which range from anything from like a canapé kind of thing to like a small slider or sandwich. And then they would pair it with beers that the chefs themselves said, like, this is what will go with this.
Right.
I think you took advantage of it. Like, I didn't have anything to drink up there other than like there was some mocktail stuff. Cause like at that point, again, I was just like, I was done.
Beer wall.
Yeah. I hit the beer wall. Exactly.
Ran smack into it.
Oh yeah. So I was done drinking beer at that point, but like I wanted something. So I had one of the mocktails. I think Yeti, like the Yeti company, was putting on a mocktail thing.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was that who it was?
It was fantastic.
What did you have? The gin and tonic?
Yeah. It was it was like was it seltzer and tonic? I can't remember what it was, but it was approximating a gin and tonic, and it was great. But yeah, so like you could go up and you could get, there's like some sort of flan and this kind of beer. And that just, to me, that is such a good event.
Yeah. That butternut squash flan.
Oh, dude.
Insanity.
Yeah. There was
good.
I can't remember off the top of my head the name of it, like the restaurant, but they were doing like Serrano ham, not Serrano ham. What is like in Italy where they just literally slice it off the leg?
Prosciutto.
Yeah, it's like a prosciutto. Like they were doing prosciutto.
Yeah.
They had like some other small things. They had this sandwich that had some sort of like cured ham on it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I ate. I ate. Like we've already established that I'm not good with numbers. So I must have had 17 sandwiches.
16 of them Dr. Peppers.
And it was so good. And but you paired it with some of the beers, right?
Sort of. Like you're saying, like it's something to remember for next time.
Yeah.
Because we had done so much. We got up there. We were hungry.
Yeah.
But we were not thirsty. But yeah, no, I did. And they were doing much larger pours up there also.
Yeah, they were.
Of the beers. So it would be incredibly rewarding to do just that event.
Yeah.
And take your time with it and actually do the pairings in a more meaningful way.
Yeah.
Instead of where we were just kind of, at that point in time, we were kind of beered out and we're just enjoying the food. But man, it was so incredible. And I for any food festival thing that I've ever been to, those bites were so artistically put together and the flavors were so spot on and things like it was just so much more well done than I feel like it didn't have an ounce of like this feels prepped or like prepared. Like every single one of these feels like they're individually assembled and served.
Yeah, because the chefs were literally putting it together. Like, a lot of like the main cooking was done before.
Yeah.
So now you just have like assembly.
Yeah.
But they were putting it together right there as they were dishing them out.
Well, and like a lot of the stuff was being cooked right there too, though. Like the pizzas were all being cooked right there.
Yeah.
One of the things that like was really good was it was popcorn with chicken salt on it. And it was incredible. Like it was
and they were popping the popcorn right there with like a movie style popcorn machine.
Yeah. But oh man, like that was just such a fun thing. I wish like, because again, we did the whole thing, the exhibition hall first, and then made it over there, and so it was kind of like, I wish we were able to have put so much more emphasis on that.
Yeah, and I agree. Like that is something that we'll have to remember for next time.
Yeah.
But I would suggest that if you have the ability to do multiple days, do the paired event, but do it separate from the actual exhibit hall.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good call.
Or if you've done the Great American Beer Fest or any sort of beer fest in the past and you're like, I've done it.
Yeah.
Cool. But you haven't done paired.
Yeah.
That is the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, especially
treat yourself to that.
Oh yeah.
It's incredible.
Oh yeah. Especially if you're here local or, you know, within a couple hours of Denver.
Yeah.
Make a day of it. Come up here, you know, do the thing.
Do it on Thursday.
Yeah. And I highly recommend doing it Thursday.
Do it on Thursday.
Do it on Thursday because Friday was crazy.
Yeah.
In the best and worst way possible.
Yes. Friday's more entertaining.
Yeah.
Thursday's a better experience.
Correct. And I would say that of both regular exhibit hall and paired.
Yep. Agreed.
So we'd love to know what you think about beer fests and wine fest and just those kinds of experiences as a whole.
Yeah. Do you have a strategy that you follow? Let us know. We'll apply it to the next time that we do something like
Yeah,
this.
because I'm up to do it. We know that we've got some of our favorite bourbon and whiskey festivals coming up
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner, and yeah, I'd love to try some new ways of approaching it.
Yep.
And we also have to know, like,
That's the best tip we can give.
what?
Get there early.
Oh yeah, get there early.
If they offer VIP, do it.
Do it. It's worth the money.
It's gonna be worth it.
Yeah. And I'd also love to know if you went to the GABF this year, the Great American Beer Fest. Like, what was your experience? What did you find to be of interest?
Yeah. What knocked your socks off?
Yeah. Did you just fall on the floor and your socks got knocked off?
If they did, you could have got a replacement pair. They were giving those out.
They were giving away. I got a pair of socks. Yeah, I definitely did.
You almost got a whole wardrobe.
Yeah. Honestly, between Carol and I think we do. I just don't have underwear. They weren't giving away underwear.
Well, I mean, there was
need
some
it.
there. You could have bought some.
You're right. It could have.
I know I definitely saw some.
Yeah. Well, you can get in touch with us through email. It's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone, DREP and Stone. Find us on the interwebs, on the social medias, and wherever you listen to great podcasts.
And you can support Drep and Stone by rating us, whatever it is you find those great podcasts, like Kyle just said. you can support us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/drepandstone. And finally, Kyle,
Yeah.
you can tell your favorite brewer about Drep and Stone.
Yeah. I'm sure they would love to hear about it.
Yeah, some of them already know, but
And say, hey,
Some
you
of them
need to
don't.
be on an episode of Drep and Stone.
yeah, just
You
get
should
in
reach
touch
out.
with them. Reach out, send them some beer, and get on the episode.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Done.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass. It's kind of weird toasting without toasting. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Do it.
May your glass overflow.
And your ass never show.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.